Okay. We should be live now. With any hope. Let me get everything set up. Let me know if the volume is fucked. Although I haven't changed the balances since yesterday, so it should be good.
Bienvenidos al jardín de los presentes. Bienvenidos.
Okie dokie. Alright, so, welcome everybody. We are playing Knurl today. I have not upgraded my computer, but I downloaded an update on OBS, and it actually lets me record from the game instead of the display, so that's really nice. Because now it should work properly now, according to the test yesterday. Alright, sweet. So we've been playing Knurl, and then two other single levels that I wanted to show off from two other people that I thought, you know, they're probably the two most interesting single levels, and this is the best custom campaign we've gotten in a while. Made by Plank, it's cyberpunk, and it's blistering hard. We'll go into it. It's interesting because it's definitely the best thing that's come to the workshop in a while, but it didn't hit the most popular. And the only thing I can use to explain that is it's hard. It's very hard. And not all the hard is good. I'll go into that, but for the most part, it's actually an engaging experience. So, yeah, pity that levels have no covers. I mean, it's not the end of the world. You have the one big cover at the front, and I mean, really, I don't look at covers too hard because, I mean, you take one look at them here and then you don't go back to them if you play the campaign in one sitting, which we're gonna do because it's only 3 levels. And yeah. So after that, I might stream some other stuff. Depends on how long this takes me. Hopefully, not too bad. Although it does, even though I've got the music mod, it does open up with this, and he's got the porno mag. He gets his breaking news from a porno mag. Alright, yeah, so obviously it's Blade Runner, but like, I'm not sure if he intended it to be in the same world or whatnot. But it's the new Blade Runner movie, and I guess he's reading from paper in the future, but it takes place in Colorado, which is interesting. I like the idea that Colorado becomes like a super city in the future. And just stops growing. It's all that weed. And, oh yeah, this is probably got the coolest Dodger animation in all of the workshop. I usually don't. I kind of feel like it's cringy to read through, like, read aloud the dialogue. I'm not sure how people want me to do that. Also, he's clearly using this sock. Alright. It's like an NPC. You can tell because, like, the toad goes right above the desk. Hello, Rob. What did I miss? I missed me give the introduction, but that's about it. We're on intro 1 here. So, I mean, we still haven't been able to escape phone call at this dude's house, sends him to where to kill. We haven't gotten past that yet. But one day... Also, this is a really cool background. And honestly, I really don't think that you need to change the font in those, purely because the way that the letters aren't on the same line, they go up and down, like something like Red Star. It tries to have that like real clean font, but it's impossible to pull off because just they're off. And anyway, so here's the first part that I figured probably turned off a lot of people from enjoying this campaign, is that this is unclear. I mean, this is very doable, but it's also very hard, and it's quite the difficulty spike compared to the first 2 levels, is that you're sent with this guy. And I've played this quite a few times now, so I kind of know my way around. But yeah, you can actually enter through this door, so it kind of does that go around where you spawned. cliche. um, but I think a lot of people who didn't realize that immediately got upset. Fuck. But I'm gonna do it because I'm a man. Shit. Somewhat. The cars are certainly more futuristic than vehicles in Detroit. Yeah, I mean, he was definitely basing this off Blade Runner, which I would call pretty cyberpunk. If you want to complain that there's not enough assets and whatnot that look cyberpunky in this game, that's a fair criticism. But he was definitely going for cyberpunk. Like, we have the really cool cars, and we have we have space drugs and wires, just exposed wires, just all over the place. But in a lot of ways, it still kind of holds a lot of the workshop kind of things, just, you know, fucked up wooden house. And I think all the levels are kind of like that. But I don't know, it's still visually interesting compared to a lot of other things. But I don't know. I know Plink personally, and he likes his brown tiles. That's his favorite. So can you guys hear the audio pretty well? Because they did a very good job with the weapons in this one. First we got our first like bullpup shotgun. Sounds great. Yeah, Dodgers replaced with holograms with a rad idea. Yeah, that looks really cool. These cars have weird wheels. They don't have any wheels. If those are literally the Blade Runner cars, which fly. Oops. But yeah, one cool thing about even the new Blade Runner is that it still kind of takes the what the 80s thought the future was going to be like. So I just went through the transition, so you can't see it, but there's still phone booths in the future. I think most of this music was provided by that one guy. I'm almost scared to try to pronounce his name because I get it wrong every time. Besuck. Oops. How can shotguns be bullpup? If you load them from behind. I'm actually not sure if this shotgun is, but it looks like it. It reminds me of the, what is it, the KSG? Whatever the slug shotgun from Black Ops 2 was. Yeah, so what this campaign really does to make it harder is the dodger and fat placement. And obviously he uses dodgers like crazy, especially in the later levels, because they're so cool. But you can really fuck up someone's day by using a dodger fat combo, and they can be fun, but I think this campaign for 3 levels does it a lot and over relies on it just a bit. There's other ways to make a level difficult, mostly in starting placement when you have to fight to get a weapon, and just in gun enemies at a distance or at an awkward angle that you have to use footsteps. Obviously you can cheat. Like, I won't say using special enemies is cheating, but it definitely limits your options, since you literally just can't use some certain weapons against them. Yeah. One thing I would like to say is that doing torn up carpet like this, where you're just using that, not a fan. I feel like you could just take a sprite and give it the boat container ID to make it look a bit more natural than just the 16 pixels. Also, my car isn't flying. My car is a boring car. Wish HM2 fans could make commissions on different furniture sprites on a single topic every time. Tell that to the guides on r/phone home. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Are you asking you wish you could ask for help more? Asking for help on projects is kind of a taboo subject. You kind of have to like know the person or have them offer help. Usually people who just go on Reddit and give a very vague explanation as to what they want to work on is asking for help. You're not going to get anything because there's no way to like know if you're legit or not. And then too many projects get canceled for you to just team up with a stranger and start working on something. Chat overlay disabled. Well, I spent some extra time last night trying to put it on my screen, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't figure it out just yet. I mean, there was some ways, but it seemed overly complicated, and I was like, if I put a chat overlay on the screen, even though you're watching it on YouTube, it was already a chat overlay, it's just taking performance from my laptop for no reason by putting the sync so you guys can see the chat twice. So that's why I took it off. I will, in the future, make more effort into it. I want to be able to get better custom thumbnails and a real chat feature for my streams, so I can pretend to be a little bit more professional. What'd you miss? You missed the first level, Juan. Welcome, though. Starting to work with a stranger is how you get molested. Alright, yeah, so the story was pretty light on this one. I appreciate that the main character doesn't talk. But that's about all I really remember from the story. I think they're like plugged into it was really actually funny. This came out before the Blade Runner 2077 reveal, and at the very end, spoiler alert, like a bunch of dudes fry their brains by being like unplugged from VR, and then the Cyberpunk 2077 thing comes out and like some dude's face just gets like fucking blown out from being plugged into VR during a power surge. And I thought it made me remember this. I guess it's kind of more of a cliche. It's been in other things, but I don't know. I thought it was funny that this beat cyberpunk to it. I had a strip club. This just started a strip club for no reason. Did I say Blade Runner 2077? Am I getting Cyberpunk 2077 and Blade Runner 2049 mixed up? Yeah, see, phone booths. And I don't even think this is worthy of like a criticism or anything. This is really true to Blade Runner. Also, I just noticed the cameo here. Neato. But there's more cameos that I don't recognize. But that guy's something. They got like exposed pipes in their strip club. Alrighty. Alright, so this is where the difficulty actually like starts to pick up. And I really appreciate stuff like this. I'm definitely a proponent for harder levels. Like, I mean, plenty of people point this out, and I've said it plenty of times, but very few workshop levels reach like the same like kind of like design principles of the main game. And I think a lot of people did that on purpose because they weren't fans of the main game's design, but I love it. And I feel like making something hard, like if you're gonna be making a video game, you need to make the gameplay engaging. Like if you can just kind of stroll through like the game and you just want people to focus on the environments and like how much detail you put in them, I don't think that's a great idea. Like there's other mediums for visuals. Video games excel in like the player actually doing stuff. VR drug stuff is like super cliche in cyberpunk settings. I suppose. I don't read enough cyberpunk. Okay, so like this is like the first stage that like you're like, oh shit, there's a lot going on here. You got a dodger, you got two dodgers, you got a croucher, you got a fat, and they all know where you are. It like I don't know, it actually like makes you think what you're gonna do. It's not just I'm gonna open this door and shoot the dude who's standing idle in there. Rob Salmon, will you ever play Innocent? Probably not. Innocent suffers from the easy problem that I just laid out. I don't know, and it's just 50 blessings. Doesn't really do a whole lot interesting, besides having... You know, it's got, like, well laid out levels that mostly stick to, like, the Hotline 2 color schemes and Hotline 2, like, floor patterns. And, you know, it can be visually pleasing, if not the most, like, interesting. So I'm not really sure the point of streaming it at this point. I'm just going to be critical. It doesn't have the Suited Fox charm that his older stuff does, of just you know, room quality, whatnot. Earlier in development, there was a phone call from the Vietnam Injured People's Foundation or something, and then he removed it. And I think that's kind of when I decided that this campaign was bullshit. It made me real sad that you guys told him about that translation error. There we go. Yeah, that freaking thing is solid for some reason. This bar shelf. I'm not sure if you did that on purpose or if that's the behavior of it. It always throws me through a loop. No, I missed that fat. I always liked future settings that were 25% sci-fi and 75% more realistic. Seems more prophetic in that regard. Yeah, probably. Although if you're gonna take some freedom with the setting that you're at, I don't know. Realism isn't always perfect. Or, and a lot of like things like Fallout and whatnot do this a good bit, is make a future that the past thought the future was going to be. That's always an interesting aesthetic to me. I think the most recent game that did that was We Happy Few. I've been interested in trying that one. Although everyone says it's bad, it sucks. I don't know, like every like 3 months we hear that ex-Bioshock devs are working on a new game, and it's got an interesting premise, but then turns out to be kind of bland. There was like the game where you play as a blind woman. That was interesting, but then I think everyone was like, nah, because it came out and I don't hear anything about it. And then, what was the other one? There was one where you had a hand that could change art. I think that one failed its Kickstarter. And then We Have a Few, which, I don't know, they're like, I think they assumed procedural generation would like make their game bigger, or like make the game for them. I don't know. It had all the ingredients to be a really interesting like single player game, of like a solid like core linear experience, and then they decided to give it like you got to eat too. You have to have survival crafting elements. 'Cause that's what all the cool kids are doing. Ooh, that Lost Tapes campaign that got killed. Which Lost Tapes? Are you talking about the MA 2016? I was actually gonna stream that because that looked hilarious. Because like, to Midnight Animal's credit, its levels were designed like before we got the level editor, so they were beyond rough and poorly aged. I'm not a fan of like the core concept of like John Midnight and the all black settings, but like it's understandable why the level design and like the layout sucked. But then someone in 2018 thought it would be a good idea to to re-release all of it without a hint of like updating it. And so you have like his house is like all black and then empty cardboard boxes. And then he removed it, probably for the reasons that I find it funny that everyone laughed at. Although actually I had it downloaded when he removed it, so I probably could just go through the Steam files and find it, put it into my own levels if I. But I feel like at that point it might be cyberbullying, so I'm not gonna fuck him up. I'm not gonna do that to him. How are you, Rob? I'm doing all right. I'm very happy that I got my streams working. Like I am playing this flawlessly right now, and you're all watching me. And I was always thinking, like, there's no way that my laptop runs this shitty streaming Hotline Miami. There's no way. And, I mean, I guess the display capture mode is just really inefficient. But every time, literally every time I ever tried to do the game capture before this, for Hotline Miami, it would just be a black screen. And I did nothing differently this time after the update. I just tried it for the fuck of it, because I really didn't know how else to fix the stream, and it worked flawlessly. So, tell me how it looks on your end, because I'm really not paying attention. If you're getting any jumpiness, like, you guys are really good at not complaining about things, and it, like, almost to a fault. Like, there's been a couple streams that I forgot to turn off my ceiling fan, and it just sounds like I'm playing, like, outdoors in a tornado. And, so... Wait, did OBS update? Yeah, it did. You can stream Hotline Miami in full screen, yeah. Although, the reason full screen was giving me even more problems in the past, but the main reason was so I could see chat easily. I've just got it on my phone now, and I don't know. When I get some time, I'll try to update it so it comes up on my screen. There's gotta be a way to do it. But it's running so well now, I don't know if I want to screw with the system anymore. God damn. Alright, I gotta approach that dude with a gun. Can't bait him. Did I throw my gun over here? No. There you go. So the idea of the dog is really good. Like, as an enemy that you have to have a weapon to take out and they charge you. I just really hate their patrol pattern. One, because it just follows a wall, and like, that's really easy to make it leave the game, like just walk out of bounds. And also, it can just ignore all the combat, like, you almost have to like design rooms to like contain them, essentially. And even the main game has this problem with Takeover, where the dogs can get stuck. I wish that you could choose other, like, and same with Fats, I wish you could choose like other patrol patterns for them. because I think they're a lot better than dodgers, and people just have to use dodgers for that purpose. But yeah, like the whole if you put a dog like further back a level than where the character spawns at, there's a very good chance that it's just going to be you hunting for that dog at the last minute, and if you don't catch him in time, you're fucked. Get a second monitor when you build a new rig? Maybe. Rephrasing Putin, if you were happy when MA died, you have no heart. If you want to revive it in its beta format, you have no brain. That's actually pretty good. I mean, Midnight Animal should have come out before, like, should have come out in its beta state. Like, it didn't need all the Persona stuff. Like, at that point, it looked like he got it in his head that he was going to make his, like, masterpiece, and it was, like, his first project. And it's like, that's not going to happen. You got to release stuff and, like, look at what worked and what didn't. Like, you can't just sit on something and just completely reiterate it. Like, that's what happened in Bioshock Infinite. They made like 4 games to get to Bioshock Infinite. And I mean, we probably would look back at MA and be like, oh yeah, that was a cool idea. It was it was neat that someone got a full mod out, like probably before the editor was complete. But it didn't age well. Here's what said: we have anime politics. Still can't beat Takeover with Dirty Hands 11 out of 10. It's possible if you go fast enough, but no, it's not. It's very close to being impossible. And what's great is you don't unlock the actually maybe you do, but like there's only 3 sun levels, and one of them you don't get the option to use his abilities for some reason. And so there's a very good chance your first playthrough of Takeover you try Dirty Hands, and it's almost guaranteed that you will restart the level and not choose Dirty Hands, because it's fucking hard as shit for your first attempt at Takeover. And if you do tough it out and you get to the like the final combat stage and the dogs are stuck in the fountain, like you're really just SOL. It's just not a positive way to end the game. And I guess it ends on Apocalypse, but Idle Doggers win. My chat on my phone's not fully. These sprites are awesome, by the way. Yeah, no, he did a very good job with these. And I think Dr. Wizard worked on the car sprites, which is the coolest thing. Okay, this one confused me. Why this dude with cool face scars? I'm not even sure what he's doing. I know he fucks over this dude, and then they break the like. I did appreciate that the main protagonist, you don't see his face and he doesn't talk, but here they explain it, which sucks. And he gets hacked at some point. I'm really not sure what that was about. Shoutouts to Shibuya for the girl and the policeman. Yeah, that's what she was beforehand, right? Ooh, Andy cameo. Every campaign needs an Andy cameo. Yeah, the sun's abilities are literally just the fans, and I feel like Corey might have started out with a sword. At one point, they said that she could roll through windows, and that wasn't the case. Maybe it's just that Protsky artwork, but I feel like the character like was always advertised with a katana, and then they probably just took it out for her. I don't know. So he does some like goofy hacking shit. Do your hacker shit, hacker man. Andy is immortal after the entire Elder Gods thing. Yeah, Corey had a sword in the comics. Okay, so that's where it got tied to. So they might have actually, like, I get why they would have taken it out, because like on that first level, letting you spawn with a weapon really kind of confuses you, probably, because like most hotline levels start without a weapon. You gotta fight to get one. And is as prevalent as 0451. Yep. He is R0451. This is the Hotline Miami genres version. Gay piercings. Yeah, he definitely looks painful for him to talk. Alright, this is where the fucking barbed, like, fucking trench knife just stabs you right in the ass. Now, I'm not a fan of this song. Maybe it's because I've heard it on loop too many times. Trying to beat this goddamn thing. But the high-pitched whining gets to me. Yeah. So this level especially, it's like every stage you've got a dodger, you got a fat, and you've got a whole lot of circles to run if you don't time everything perfect. And you want to make a fat encounter even harder, make the only weapon that you can reach a pistol. Shit, see? Wasn't able to bait the other guy. Ah, I always forget about that crouch right there. The campaign about you is going to come out tomorrow. Oh! Oh gosh. Yeah, so a lot of this, it's like, I like the general idea, but it just, maybe it's inconsistent. I think I just suck. But like, you gotta circle and bait, which is an interesting idea, but it doesn't fucking work all the time. And this level does, to its credit, add an extra thing of difficulty, which is some enemies that you can't quite see holding shift, so you just have to have knowledge that they're there, like that crouching dude, which I'm not against at all. But definitely adds some difficulty to this, especially at that distance, that croucher guy. Like if that croucher behind the bar wasn't there, you could probably do a lot more interesting maneuvers, but it'd be a lot easier. Shit, I'm not sure if I can reach that firearm without him getting me. There we go. Ah! Stuck in the tables. Oh, my phone keeps dying. Caveman Rob campaign. Pretty sure that inspired by Rob stuff won't be like your mom gay anymore. Oh goodness, yeah. Actually, I had someone recently, well not that recently, but I had someone on Twitter ask me to check out their campaign, and while it wasn't that great, thank God it wasn't trying to be like shitty humor. Like that. It was a genuine attempt at something. I don't know. The Your Mom Guy guy kept insisting that it was just an inside joke between his friends, and it's like, no, it's a widely distributed horrible meme. Shit, shouldn't have fired those 2 shots. Another fun editor. I'm just thinking this. Oh, I meant to say it earlier. Another fun little editor, like cliche that I find so funny that you don't see in the main game is just rotated objects for no reason. This is probably a bad example. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, like this couch. Like there's no reason it should be like that. Or like that couch. And there's one, I gotta go back and find the level. There's one level that people actually responded really positive to, but it has got them, like, every single piece of furniture is crooked. And like, crooked furniture does give location a bit of personality, but I think people have a tendency to really overdo it. And I think it probably helps cover some empty space, like, just slightly. But once you start noticing it, you're like, oh god, everything's here is crooked. Like, no one wants to sit on a couch fat crooked. It would annoy you. Damn it. No, I actually did bait this guy. SMG dude. I think this is the Fame. It's kind of hard to tell. Like, the profile of the Fame and the Uzi reskins are very similar. Actually, I'm just gonna... There you go. Damn it! I know why my phone was kept going to sleep. It's because I had the video paused. It's the future, and yet we've somehow reverted back to using 90s TV and computer monitors. Guessing you're talking about that thing? It's the 80s future, damn it. Although, I think Blade Runner had a lot of holograms. Like, other than the Dodgers, there aren't any holograms in this. And it definitely, I think it could have used more props that are futuristic-y. But it's a good start. And I like the idea of, like, total conversion mods. Ah, there's no guns! You can change SFX without a music mod, right? Nope, you cannot. And that has to be manually installed. Actually, for some reason I was reading the Dinatons, like, their blog from, like, 2015 level editor stuff. And they explained that the reason that certain mods have to be manually installed is because the way the game works. Like, it loads all the audio at one time at the very start when you boot up the game. So that makes sense. I mean, obviously they definitely did not design this game to be mod friendly at all. It wasn't even them who made the WAD Explorer. It was like a fan. So these tables suck. You literally can barely get through them. Look at that. Bad for footwork. Alright. You killed me last time. There we go. Every floor is going to be this hard. They all open up with just a really compromising position. But, I mean, really, they're all, even though they use Dodger Fats, they all do vary themselves up in creative ways, like this with the hallway, and you got two Fats here. I think if it had gone anything longer than 3 levels, but kept this kind of design choices, it would have gotten worse, tedious. But being short and sweet, it's fine. I thought that was to avoid copyright. The music, yeah. Well, odds are that they designed it the easiest way for them, but they just didn't give you any tools to change it, that was what was to avoid copyright. I mean, they kept saying that they have no idea how the laws work, and so they're not going to do it. But like, there wasn't a whole lot of attempt to educate themselves on how the laws work, and It's hard to live in ignorance in the age of the internet. Like it's like I don't know how that works. Sorry guys. And like 3 months later, I don't know how that works. Sorry guys. So it's like, well, read up on it. Like it's a gray area, mods are, and essentially there hasn't been a big enough court case to really establish a precedent. I know Nintendo's definitely super against it, but they usually win theirs by just sending a cease and desist, and the modder's like, I don't want to fuck with that. I have a real job. I'm just doing this for fun. The amount of people who still try to do Nintendo mods, like every 6 months you'll hear that Nintendo shut down another fan mod. It's like, why do you even try now? Oh god, that's a dog. Ah! Oh, I bungled that one up, didn't I? Ah! It's really not smart to try to go up against a croucher with a shotgun. Especially like straight on. That was my fault. Okay. Yeah, this one always gives me a lot of shit. I told myself I was gonna practice Knurl like right before the stream, but it just kind of came. I fucking told everyone I would start at 1 p.m. and then I woke up like 15 minutes till. Oh god, I'm stuck for more than 2 hours here. Yeah. And it's just this one spot. The levels aren't huge, but they just throw a lot. And it's definitely a resource management too. Like I just have a chain at this point, and I have a lot of dudes at distance from me. Give me that pistol. Oof. Where'd I throw that chain? Man, remember Blessed OG? Yeah, that was I've thought about streaming that as like a fun like challenge editor thing. See if I can get through it. Cause it's just a grind. It's just a matter of just getting one dude after the other and not alerting the entire horde. Oh, did it again. Where'd that dog go? There it is. Yeah, this is dude. Ah. No! Alright, time to rechat. And my friends ask me why I want Hotline so much because it's a dead game. It's because of this fucking editor. Yeah, the editor... Wish it would breathe more life into the game, but it's... You have about 100 hours, maybe. Maybe 150 hours of content that's, like, worth playing. If you don't want to edit yourself. It definitely helped add life to the game, but I don't know. I wish the editor had come out at launch, just for the attention. I think most people who played Hotline Miami don't even know that there is an editor, like the second game. And just the sheer amount of people who didn't like the second game didn't do the editor's popularity any favors. Come on! Yeah, and so this is where the song just kind of grates on you. The 50 millionth time you've heard it whine. It sounds like a fax machine. Did I hit the fat too? I think I did. Nice. Ah, shit. I've done every achievement except the genocide one. I've heard that a lot, and it makes me feel bad because I got the genocide achievement before I got the A+ achievement. I don't know, I would just say try to S rank. Thought I like the hard mode levels. Get it in no time. Oh, what'd I do with that SMG? Where'd it go? That was new. Somehow baiting gun enemies over to my position all of a sudden. I think it's because I'm firing too close to this wall. Rob, what are your thoughts on Knurl and what it should improve on? I don't know, more cyberpunk, like elements to it, and something more than just Dodger fat and a compromising small amount of space to move. if it was going to go longer. I think at its current, I think I said this earlier, but at its current length, I don't think it's bad at all. Well, this engagement's frustrating. The part is, like, this is not covered. These are 2 windows. There he is. You just kind of have to know who to prioritize. And that can happen. It's almost to the point where you just want to, like, stand at this wall and bait these guys. I've kind of forgotten the engagement anyways of what I'm even dealing with here. Because you just can't see him from the other spot. Off-screen enemies. Yeah, and I mean, I've said off-screens aren't bad if they're consistent, but I don't know, those are definitely inconsistent in terms that, like, you don't know what the patrol is gonna spit out at you. That SMG loves to hide. I feel like I should have brought a shotgun. I bet a shotgun makes this way easier. I don't think I've ever brought one though. Alright. Now we play the don't get off screened game. I mean, you really gotta pick these dudes off before you engage that guy, because he's not a problem so long as you don't push up. Let's see how we're doing. I think that's everyone. No, not that guy. And you can just do this. Come to me. Not quite the full combo strat, but you know, it works. There we go. Give me that, I guess this is the Og. Or not the Og, the Mendoza? It's the Og in Human Being. Full. Yeah, I don't know. Someone full comboed this final level. I've seen the screenshots. Nope, come back here. I'm not done with you. Ah! Nope. That was just me not being able to pick up the right weapon. Puzzle Buck still hasn't made a Peter campaign? Oh gosh. His next campaign is going to get a collective groan from all of you, and I'm not even going to say what it is. It's going to be a surprise, but I'm working on the music mod for him. It's gonna be something. It's something, alright. Can I just please have the fully loaded? There we go. Shit! Definitely forgotten this design a lot more than I thought I did. Because there was a point where I was like, I don't like that this third level kicked my ass so much. I'm gonna figure it out. And I had the time down pretty good. Not a combo, but like a good time. Oh, I don't see a melee weapon. Where the hell did that bat go? Come here. Okay, so who got me from up here? Was it? I guess this rando just walked over here again. Here, can I? There we go. Bad luck. What's the chat going on with? After Dark Ride, I am. Oh, fuck you, Zaya. The Dark Ride riding is amazing. What's wrong with it? Not all of it was his, to be fair. Richard and I contributed a good bit too, especially at the beginning. I don't know. And then some people were like, "Oh, I didn't really like the parts where you made fun of liberals, but the best part of the campaign was when you accused cops of being racist." And it's like, "Oh, okay, that's an objective look at comedy." Zadzai with the hot takes. I am now home on my computer. Yeah, you want to justify all the off screens I've been getting, huh, Plank? Yeah, I kind of set this up last minute. I wasn't sure if you would want to do this. You're not part of my Discord anymore, so it's not exactly easy to talk to you. Alright, Ew. Gotcha. Since when was there a croucher there? Alright. I generally don't remember that. Okay. Well, that was Knurl, everybody. You'd be good at the game. Yeah. Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? I'm genuinely surprised how much of the level design I forgot. It's only been like a month since I last played this. All right. It took me 30 minutes. God damn it. God damn it. It was like the first time I played it. Can't even blame my performance. Shout out to Pink Panther. Oh yeah, that's on one of the levels, isn't it? I remember I played this campaign and then opened up the editor at one point, and so I had all your tiles, and I saw that big fucking Pink Panther. Damn, what level is that on? Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have gotten it if I had looked at the chat like 2 seconds earlier before I went to car. Alright, K. What letter of the alphabet is he in this game? I think D? Derek, yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, so once Wrong Entry comes out, I feel like you could do something really interesting with this. Pseudofox's saucer sprite. Oh yeah, like the one bad sprite in this is made by Pseudofox, and it was like, oh, okay. Alright, so, what should we do first? Hysteria or Blimp? I'm going for Blimp because Hysteria is like release 2.0. It's kind of crazy. I really like it though. Blimp. Rob, do you have a public Discord? I do not. Hysteria, Blimp. Alright, everyone's voting for Blimp. So, let's go Blimp. Blimp is Fusilli's return. And I feel like I was the one that suggested the location. I think you got this from a location list, right? But yeah, so like literally like a Zeppelin, and it gets really creative with the tiles. At some points I might say it's a bit overdone, but for the most part he actually did like an insane amount of tile selection look really nice. And like as a single level, using nearly every single tile that they give you, it's kind of crazy, and I love it. And it's a fun Tony level. It's not too hard, but it's not too easy. And it actually has some like really varied engagements, especially later on. Also, it uses one super gory punch mod, which is hilarious. You just punch dudes into, I think the cat food was the word everyone was using in the Discord. Punch dudes into cat food. The Hawaiian guy has a cool lean animation. Does he? Actually, I'm gonna try to trigger it. I don't know. I don't really remember it if I've gotten it. I've been playing, actually finished playing Doom 2016 on Nightmare the other day, and so I've been really dreaming of like crazy executions to do based off those glory kills. Let's see if I can get this guy. Not even close. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get a lean execution. Are you saying that there's like a unique lean execution for this dude? I don't want to try the whole time and just watch him kick him slowly in the face. It is way too slow in this game. The kick animation. Like, just like the one that Dennis made. I don't think it's like great looking. Kicks. Way too slow to like bust a dude's head open. We all know this level's set in the Phantom Adventure universe. Is it? Yeah. So it's just ridiculous decadence everywhere. I love it. Just eat dinner on a blimp next to a shark. and the clouds, the little cloud. That's probably my favorite addition because like most of these tiles are taken from Music's tile project, but the clouds, that's like its own thing, and like that really gives a level of character. Oh shit, Foos. What is this? Is this because I was playing a campaign earlier? That might fuck up transition later. That's not good. Shit. Same dude. Yeah. Anyways, so Facility said that like early on in development that he based the level design off of a Human Being 3 level that he playtested because there's going to be one Tony level. And it stinks because he did so much of a better job than this level, than the one that I made. Now I have to like upgrade it. I have to go back to the drawing board on a lot of bits. Guess where's that son of a bitch? Fuck. Anyways, so one thing I was thinking about is that the way that melee-only dudes handle fats, I really like the way Tony does it, where he punches them away. The bad way to do it, I think, is Biker's way, where it just locks them into an animation, holding still. The punch and execute one works way better, in my opinion, simply because, like, you still have control of your character. Like, sure, you have to use timing, right, when you're executing a fat as Biker, but I think that's just less fun, and usually blame those deaths on your fucking character being stuck in the animation for long enough than just, like, a bad choice of when to pull the execute off. Because you can also, because, like, the fat execute here is just really fast. And just once Wrong Engine comes out, I think a lot more people are going to have to start thinking about those, because we get to control the behaviors of the special enemies now. Especially when you add more enemies, and I think Hotline Miami definitely needs way more special enemy types. So, especially being able to like juggle fats, I think this is the term people were using, where you knock them down and then you deal with the other threats and then finish them off last. I mean, that's just a cool feeling. Just instantly launching into this lengthy execution that gets you stuck in one spot. Like, just one of the like 30 reasons that HM2 Biker sucks. Wrong Engine was that. Wrong Engine is a... So, Danny Judas is working on Miami Horror, is also working on essentially a better editor. Like, I'm not sure exactly how he would want me to phrase it, but essentially making the code and some of the design, some of the Hotline Miami 1 modding stuff just way easier. Like, for his own sake, he's upgraded like the dialogue engine and a lot of other stuff from Jonathan's spaghetti code into something that's like way more usable. And so once Wrong Engine comes out, it'll make making mods way easier, because as it stands, everyone who's working on a mod, their first step is to like get the gameplay from the first game to feel better, and like him getting that done already, that's just huge improvement. And he's also giving a lot of options, like he's created waves and rainfall, just doing a lot. And I feel like it's going to be a while out because it's not coming out till after Miami Horror, and he's working on other stuff. But it's definitely like, it's like our savior. We're waiting for Danny Judas to save us from the editor, and we'll see. Maybe I'm totally misunderstanding what he's described to me, but I don't know. It'll still be harder than editor stuff because you will have to mess with code, but the freedom that it's going to allow you. But hey, by the way, since this was a Knurl stream, how many people complained about it or got the story wrong? I don't know. I've not been paying attention to the chat super well because it's like on my phone here. It's going so fast. I know I probably got the story wrong. Because I didn't fully understand the whole hacking bits and whatnot. Other than Zai, I didn't really see a whole lot of complaints about the level design. So, you know, it's not an issue. I definitely like the compromising positions that you start out with at spawn, where you have to, like, where you're dealing with all that shit. It's just, it's very like the rest of it is a lot of like, alright, try not to do something stupid and die, because then you have to do the hard part again. And that can definitely build frustration in a lot of people. Because it kept happening to me that like I'd clear out the fats, the dodgers, and the melee dudes, and the dogs rushing at me, and then I'd pick up a shotgun and try to get the hider dude, and like we'd kill each other. And it's just like, ah! Like the ultimate goal to get for like a really good level if it just doesn't let up until the floor clears, and so it doesn't feel quite as like, alright, I should have beaten the level, but I still have some dudes to check off. Although I wouldn't call these, I wouldn't call these anything but nitpicks really for Knurl. Really like the way that shotgun is at spawn, because like as long as you move, it's very easy to escape it. And I didn't even call back, but the floor before this with the beautiful fucking fountains just brings tears to my eyes. How great it looks. Uh-oh. What are we talking about here? What is cringe? Looks like we're talking about Columbine again. I don't know, someone... So the dude who made like the zombie IKEA thing has been asking me like 30,000 questions on my tutorial series, and it was like, the way that he thought soldier cam and whatnot worked, it's like, he either didn't watch the video or didn't pay attention to it, because like he thought it was like on a specific line instead of just replacing an item, which is like fundamentally misunderstanding how Notepad works. And then someone else asked a question, and he like was an ass to him, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And it turns out they're friends, and it was just a joke. And but what annoyed me the most was I misread. The kid was like, hey Rob, I want to make a Columbine campaign, and I read it as Colombian, because like, I don't know, Colombians is like a major faction in this game. It would have made more sense than Columbine. And so I gave him like actual advice on how to make a Columbine campaign. And I should have been paying more attention, because he like used the word. He's like, I'm trying to get the Tech 9 into the game. This was me just not thinking. And so I blocked them both. He was like, fuck you guys. Don't make Columbine campaign. Don't do that. There we go. Anyways, yeah, I don't have any complaints about Blimp. It's the perfect type of single level. Unique location, cool character, great level design, and visuals. I knew it was gonna fuck me. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. Now we go to Hysteria, which is like, if you thought Release was too easy, try Hysteria. I've only got a C in it. C minus. He's in here, Rob. Oh, fuck. Where is he? Which one is it? 9/11 campaign, Rob. Rob assisted a school shooter. Cyclone. Okay, so that's that fucking kid. Yeah, don't do the Columbine campaign. That's only cringe. We're trying to keep this community alive. Bullshit like that's not good for it. Hysteria. I feel like something's fucky. Yeah, cheers for playing Blimp, Rob. You're welcome, Facility. Cheers for making a good one. Alright, so we have this dude. What is going on? I'm curious what turning off the game and restarting it's gonna look like now. Because usually it would just be the display. So yeah, okay, I'm restarting the game, guys. Calm down. Yeah, make the Knurl level Facility. I want to see it.
Bienvenidos al jardín de los presentes.
No. Could we ever make a prison campaign with enough dialogue that can make up for the size of the place? Depends. Like, a prison riot going more than a couple levels is a pretty fucking big prison riot. What's that game? What's that movie with John Carter? Assault on Precinct 13 could probably work. Something where like I think there was like a Die Hard script that never got made, where it's like Die Hard in a prison. Something like that would work. But there was this Russian campaign that was, I mean, obviously I don't know what's going on in it. But it used really good notepad shit. But like, it was like every other day there was just a massive prison riot for some reason, and like, I don't know. I can't really judge the story on that one. Alright, so this has got to be one of the most hardest intros ever, because you have so many guns trained on you, and you have to deal with the melee dudes, and eventually a fat is gonna see you. There's no way to get around that. No, I had the gun. Okay. But other than being like visually identical to Release, like it's Release. If you liked Release, you're gonna enjoy Hysteria. If you didn't like Release, maybe you'll like Hysteria. Probably not. Definitely one of the hardest, like, levels in the editor that I would call fair. Because, like, any further than this, you get the stuff like, OG Blessed. I feel like OG Blessed, if I don't, like, I could play it with Danny, but I feel like I would be there for so long that it would just get boring. So, I imagine it could be like a subscriber milestone. Like, subscribe to punish me for 3 hours. I've actually never beaten it. The only times I played it like very early on and gave up very early. And then what was the rest? I think I like would just like look at the first floor to see how well Atlan reduxed it, because like he kept the visuals design and like even kind of the like general shape of rooms like kind of accurate. It's just way better. Not liking Decade Dance Weekling. Rob, is your full name Robert Salmonella? No. No, it is not. Ooh, I'm getting some Steam messages. I wonder if that'll show up. I'd like the option to have like Steam overlay, but I didn't choose it because I didn't think it was that important. And then people couldn't crash my stream. Give me 1 second. Alright, I'm gonna pull Plank on so he can explain Knurl.
Hello, is my mic working right?
Blank?
Is my mic working?
Yeah, you sound different. I need to turn down the game volume.
Yeah. Yeah, I got like a new mic the other day. The other week actually. Because my old one broke.
Yeah, no, mine's like taped together right now with like duct tape. So, it's coming. I just whenever I splurge on a new computer, I'm gonna get new shit. That's the plan, at least. Okay.
Alright, so
How?
do I just like keep talking about Hysteria, the better level, or what?
I don't know. This one floor is gonna take me a while, so you can just say whatever you want about Hysteria. Did you watch the whole stream?
I'm watching it right now. I didn't even know you were streaming until like I got home.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't really
So,
put the call out. Yesterday I fixed streams and I was excited to start something. I've been meaning to do this since like the summer. Because Knurl didn't get
I mean,
the
it's
player.
fine, since like I'm not really the easiest person to get in communication with.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're here now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, chat, what do you want to hear about Knurl? I made it. What you guys want to know about it? What you guys want to know what I'm doing now?
Knurl 2 win. That's all anyone ever asks.
When Wrong Engine comes out.
Oh, good.
I have some ideas cooked up for the story, but we'll see how it ends up.
I mean, I can't.
Something about fucking.
Go ahead. Blank, did we lose you?
So. No.
Okay. What were you saying something about? What's the story gonna be about?
The story of Knurl, the second one, what I have planned out right now so far is Ryan Gosling waking up in a scrapyard for the first level.
Alright. Then is his head gonna be repaired?
That's gonna be something.
She'd have like no head. First headless protagonist character.
Nah, what I want to do is like he has a fucking. If I ever do get a face right for him, which I don't want to, because he's never gonna speak. I already regret giving him a name enough.
Derek.
If I do make a face right? I just want to fucking have half his fucking head just blown off.
No, yeah, I like that idea.
So. Also, by the way, fucking naming Derek is one thing I want to get out right now. If I ever in the future, if I ever for some reason redux Knurl, I'm just not gonna give him a name. 'Cause that's fucking dumb.
Yeah, you could do what Lego's doing right now with Snowfall, like rewriting heavy portions of it. If you still have the
I mean, I
files.
wouldn't need to rewrite. I wouldn't need to rewrite heavily because, like, for one, I'm not good at writing a shit, and two,
Ah!
watching my voice. Okay, there we go. And I really just like want to fix his name because I don't fucking want him to have a name. I should just. I wouldn't even care. I don't even care if people call him Ryan Gosling. I don't even take offense to it. I'd rather him be called Ryan Gosling than Derek. That's such a stupid fucking name for a robot.
Yeah, I think it's cool when fans name the character.
Yeah. Like Jacket, Biker.
It definitely makes it more difficult writing though because people can't address people by name.
Yeah. What I tried to do with one campaign that I canceled a long time ago, back when I was doing henchman stuff, was like henchman wasn't going to actually speak all that often to like side characters. It would just like talk for him. Being stupid, henchman's already an established character.
Yeah, with the name Henchman. I guess they did name all their characters this time in the second game. Like even the ones that didn't get names.
Alright, also, what have people... Yeah. Also, why was Derek shot? Because he fucking knew way too much. Is basically the basic answer I can give you. He knew way too much. He was getting his head into shit he shouldn't have gotten into. Even though he never spoke. Shibuya's never gonna exist. Please shut the fuck up about it.
This is your fault for spamming that word so many times.
It's my fucking fault for spamming Shibuya screenshots. That's all. That's.
Yeah, it's your Hotline Miami
I don't
3.
like it.
It's your busted V3.
It's my demon. Everybody keeps asking for Shibuya, saying, "Oh no, it's not actually that bad. You're just being too hard on it." When I'm the person who made it, and I know it's bad, and it is bad. So it's like, why so low on custom furniture? It's mostly because I'm fucking lazy and I like the look of vanilla items better. Also modern, cyberpunk, rundown city.
Yeah, there's nothing
Is what I
bad about the visual design. It was more just, I feel like you could have gone further with it. More hologram anime titties.
Yeah, I could have put in just Joy. Just for the fucking, I could have just made Miki Joy. It just literally just made it Blade Runner 2049, the campaign.
Yeah, well, especially how good Ryan Gosling is at like killing people in that movie. Like it really is open to video game stuff. Just
Well, here's the thing though. He's open to it a lot, but he doesn't really do it a lot. So that's kind of why it's hard to make a Blade Runner campaign.
Yeah, well, it's, you know, it's that kind of genre. It's supposed to be like real reserved on violence, but like you know that if they sent him into a room, he'd fuck everyone up.
Yeah.
Like I was really kind of hoping that would be the end of Blade Runner.
More like modern futurism as in Detroit than actual cyberpunk. Yeah. Well, you say cyberpunk with darkness and filters and rains, but you know that's not really what cyberpunk is. Cyberpunk isn't really with rain, and it rains 24/7, 7 days a week. That's not really what cyberpunk is, but you know that could have been just funny.
I mean, it was raining. I think every single
Holographic cookies.
floor, wasn't it?
It was raining every single floor, but it's mostly just established that it's snowing. Because, you know, winter and shit.
Yeah, Snowfall updates got actual snow.
Yeah, it's really fucking heavy on it too, and it looks really fucking weird.
Does it?
So that's...
I've only seen
Yeah, it
screenshots.
does.
Damn.
It's like 4 layers of rain.
Oh yeah,
fucking
we figured that one out.
That's too much. Yeah, but speaking of Knurl, originally, for fun content, cut ideas, originally the last level was going to be like a fucking blizzard, a snowstorm, type level, and D would just be fucking running. I'm not gonna call him fucking D. And Ryan Gosling would just be like running around the city because like in the second level it would have been established that he went outside the city and he's not programmed to do that. And if he is, even if he does do that, then he's classified as a rogue unit. So originally it was gonna be like D is like coming back into the city during the snowstorm to get like some vital information back, and like all the android cops are just shooting at him during the snowstorm, and everybody's already evacuated out of the city, but only the androids can't leave because they're assigned to the city, and if they're out they're gonna be rogue units and shit. So that would have been a really cool fucking idea, but that's kind of mod territory, and I might put that in Knurl too. So, because I still think it's a really cool fucking idea.
Yeah, as I'm figuring out with Human Being 3, any idea that you have that's like really out there for the editor, even if it works, it's gonna be janky.
Yeah. Especially with the case of Knurl, because it was gonna be like Spec Ops Alliance, where you just like ran through fucking falling buildings during a sandstorm and shit.
But with snow?
And I thought, yeah, but with snow this time, I actually had a level idea in my head that was like, this is gonna be fucking awesome, but I just didn't go for it. Decided to go for the more, you know, chill, low area type deal. With how Knurl is now.
I think as a teaser campaign it would work, but yeah. Hopefully we can all figure out wrong engine. Like, part of me's worried that Danny's gonna be like, it's so easy, look at it, and it's like, Danny, we don't know code as well as you.
It's really fucking hard to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean, I did lurk in a comment section on one of the wrong engine videos saying he was gonna make tutorials, so
Okay.
It's gonna be pretty fun, I'd say. Also, since you did say Knurl's basically a teaser campaign, I guess you can actually say that, because Knurl 2 is probably going to be the most ambitious thing I've ever done, other than Firestarter.
Oh yeah. Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam.
One time playing this Hysteria campaign, I turned into the prisoner at one point, just into transition. And I hope that's not a common Richter glitch.
When I first played Hysteria, I just got outside the bounds, and I was like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna beat this.
Yeah, that's just the editor issue, though. Yeah, and you escape in the same way that you do in Release. Ah, another C. Awesome.
Also, the room poster on the bottom left, I just noticed that.
Oh yeah.
Teaser campaign for his room campaign.
Alright, well, that is everything that I had planned. Let me look at my chat. I've not looked at chat once since you got on. Alright, does anyone have any requests for other things for me to play?
Yo, do Patrol, dude. Do Patrol.
Alright, I'm still subbed to that one, aren't I?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of proud with how Patrol came out, but I think I could have done better.
I really like the enemy sprites.
Yeah, Jane helped me up on that one a lot.
Nice.
Like a good chunk of the sprites, the fucking sprites in this are Jane's. Also, I don't think there's I don't think there's any cut shit for Patrol. You know, the most backstory there is to Patrol is that it was originally going to be released like way back, like 2 years ago, but I picked it up saying like, I picked it up in like a conversation on No Future Discord saying like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I brought the Fallout level back? And we're like, yeah, you should do that, and I did it, and it came out, it's pretty good.
Shoot, we haven't heard anything from No Future in a long while. Is he ever gonna come out with that? Like, what's...
He hasn't worked on it in like a shitload of time. That's mostly because of like personal shit and like IRL stuff. He's school and shit. He's kind of loaded on work.
Can you not shoot through these windows?
No, I put on true invisible wall there so players wouldn't cheese the first floor.
Then why are there windows?
For fucking, just so they can be, just so it looks nice. That's the thing on like on the third floor too. Well, that I wish I did better was the fucking caves, because they look so fucking ugly.
The caves are an enigma. When I first played
They're
this,
fucking doo-doo walls, dude.
it's the shadow. It's
Like-
the shadow is so bizarre looking on them.
Yeah, I was telling myself, no, it looks good. This is how they did in the casualties. It looks good. Just go with it. I realized it looks fucking disgusting. Everybody's saying it's poo-poo walls, and they are poo-poo walls.
Yep.
The fuck was I thinking?
Actually, can I just cheese
But
it from
yeah.
here? Ah, fuck you.
How are you cheesing it? Stream's
You're
delayed.
Okay, yeah. I'm shooting from the top.
Oh. Wow. I should have just put a dodger there. Get fucking owned. Oh yeah, back on, like, actually no, there was cut ideas for Patrol. Someone made a Deathclaw sprite
Oh,
a
damn.
long fucking time ago, and I was like, hey, maybe I could put this in like a cutscene for at the end of Patrol, where the guy walks up out of the fucking area and he sees a Deathclaw, he's like, aw, frick, and he cuts to black, and it's level ends.
That would have been cute.
Realizing that now, that's a... It would have been a cool little thing. Like, hey, what happens to this guy? Does he fight, kill the Deathclaw? Does he get his fucking head ripped off? Who knows?
I feel like I'm struggling to walk through door frames. What's going on here?
The thing with this level is, like... There's, like... weird fucking invisible walls at the door frames. I don't even know how it caused that. I don't know how to fix that at all. It's really fucking bad. But, you know...
Yeah, it's bizarre. The first time I played the main game, like back in 2015, the like before they updated it, like with from all those glitches, there was like a ton of like times where I got stuck in a door frame, and it's like that's what I'm
Yeah.
feeling right now.
It's kind of fucking whack. Also, Icy Toaster says Patrol was the first editor level I've played. Oh, that's pretty sick, actually. Hope you liked it.
Oh wow. It's interesting that people are still joining the community. It gives me hope, because sometimes I'm worried that it's just dying.
It's hope. It's like a bit of hope that more people are gonna get into Hotline Miami. Like, it seems like it's dying before people are joining every day and
Mhm.
shit.
I mean, we lose people,
So
but
it's
if we're
kinda
gaining
cool.
people, we just gotta get these people to, like,
If we're
actually...
gaining people, then that's great.
Yeah, we just gotta get these people actually good at making levels.
Yeah. I was thinking about, like, for the longest time, like a condensed level editor guide that's mostly just, like, what you need to do and what you need to know
Mm-hmm.
and shit. Because, like, no offense to you, but the guides you made are, like, fucking movie length.
Yeah.
So I don't really... Not a lot of people have that much time on their hands. So I was thinking just, like, making a 20-minute long base level editor guide saying, this is how you play walls, this is how you play styles, this is what looks good, this is what not looks good, this is how you do a soldier cam.
Yeah, it was...
Shit like that.
It was me having one arm and being too lazy to, like, write a script. And then, so I just did them with Matt, and no offense to Matt, but you talk so slowly in those editor tutorials. Me editing those things. It was like, because like I definitely did my best to edit down everything to like mostly necessary information.
But it's still like
It's
bit
still
too
a
long,
lot.
is, like,
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
probably have cut to the point better.
I mean, they're still not bad guides. They're still really fucking useful guides. People just need to be like patient enough to get to the part that they want to know.
Right. There's now timestamps. Facility actually did timestamps for like all 10 episodes, so that helps.
The fucking man.
Yeah.
Pieces 2 over here.
Sat through all of them. Okay, so there's a Dodger right there. I keep forgetting about this bitch.
Ah, fuck. I haven't looked in the chat. Whatever people talk about. They're talking about 9/11 and Columbine. I'm not gonna look.
Still?
So yeah, back on cut content for my levels and shit. Knurl actually went through a shit ton of level redesigns, surprisingly enough. And you might think to yourself, wow, Knurl, redesign levels? That's fucking whack. Because people think it's way too hard. I'm starting to agree on that a bit. a tiny fucking bit because I'm starting to make Firestarter way easier for people, just so more people can beat it. I read this one comment on Blue's video saying it took him fucking 5 hours just to beat it.
Yeah, I mean, that's not
So-
entirely your fault. I think a lot of modern editor content
It's-
spoils
yeah,
people.
Yeah, it's like more easy levels are coming out. People are thinking, "Wow, I'm the best at this fucking game."
Yeah.
And then when people play an actually difficult level, they're like, "Wow, this level's shit. You don't know how to design. You don't know how to place down walls. You don't know how to put down enemies."
Yeah, it
And
can't
I'm like,
possibly be me. It's gotta be you.
It's your fault that I'm bad at the game.
It's just the same reason with the main game of the second one. Like, Hotline Miami 1's not an actual hard game. Like, everyone just calls it that because, like, it takes a while
Because
to get
they
used to
die a
those.
lot.
Yeah, it takes takes time to get used to those terrible controls. But like,
Yeah, they're like really fucking stiff controls, but nobody wants to admit it. They just want to say, "Oh, it's on purpose because it's a really hard game," but it's really not.
No.
They just don't want to admit that Hotline 1 isn't as good as Hotline 2.
and so then people insist like, oh, this second game is bad because the level design's trash. Why is the level design trash? Because I die a lot, and I don't know.
The level,
It's a weird
but
thing.
in reality, you die a lot because the level design is good because the controls are a lot more smooth, they're a lot more tighter, and fucking the enemy placement is a lot more better. It's room to actually learn the patrols since you die instantly, but you also respawn instantly.
Yeah, there's
So
like.
you can learn all the patrols and shit.
Mhm.
You can learn where to shoot, where to not shoot, where this guy's gonna go, where he's gonna go, and shit. When to fucking shoot the dodger, when to not shoot the dodger and shit.
Yeah,
It's
it
all
just.
based on timing, and if your timing is shit, you're gonna be shit.
There's a great quote from Dennis in that like Hotline Miami story where he's just like, you just have to use your brain. And so like, it's funny that they totally agree. They're like not compromising on the difficulty at all. Still.
Like they're not gonna sugarcoat the difficulty. Like, oh yeah, if you're bad, that's fine. They're just straight up saying, yeah, you're just fucking bad at the game.
Mhm.
I love
It's
Dennis.
it's
I love
brilliant.
Jonathan. John and Dennis are the fucking best people. Are the best game developers I know.
I know. And
Yeah,
just the fact
honestly.
it's just the two of them that does everything. It's amazing.
It's just two guys making masterpieces in their apartment.
On their laptops.
Yeah, on their shitty fucking laptops. It's too good.
Yeah, it's like I watched Kick-Ass 2 and that was a cool movie. Let's make an entire faction about that.
Let's make an entire fucking game based on like these set of movies: Drive, Kick-Ass, and Funny Games. That's the first one I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. That's a cool documentary. What if we like change the indie scene with it?
God. No, it's just sad that there's never gonna be a game series that reaches the peak of Hotline Miami 2 ever again.
You don't
It's
have
like-
any
it's like-
faith in the Sector X?
No, I do have faith in Sector X, but it's like I'm not gonna love it as much as I love Hotline Miami 2 because I love Hotline Miami 2 like it's my favorite fucking game of all time. That's kind of hard to reach unless you're like the obvious New Vegas and Max Payne 3.
Mhm.
So
It also like I was into electronic music and like the 80s kind of color palettes in those movies before I played the game. So like I'm not into anime, which I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Sector X is based off of. So already it's at a disadvantage.
based off anime, that's already a red flag for me, Chief.
Yeah, well,
That's coming from someone who had an anime profile picture. I know.
oof. Well, it looks like it's based off the cool anime. Like I actually sat and watched
it's-
a good bit
it's
of
based
Guyver
off-
during the research.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's cool. Tore that dude's fucking throat out.
It's based off the good shit, like good mecha anime. I'm hoping like shit like Fist of the North Star. Probably not, but
Yeah.
I never watched mecha anime, but it's really fucking cool. Not Evangelion, that can go fucking suck a huge dick. It's for pretentious nerds who can relate to Ryan Gosling's character in every movie he's in.
I gotta check the comments now. Not all animes are horrible, Rob.
Not all anime animes are bad, says the fucking man with the anime profile picture. Get out of here.
Guinness.
Yeah, like fucking back again on Pet Neural content. There's gonna be like at least 3 level 2 redesigns, 3 crosstown redesigns. At
Yeah.
first, it was gonna be like an office level and shit that was taken over by the gangs, and now it's like, this isn't fun, this isn't hard, this is just bad and symmetrical.
Yeah.
And it's kind of whack. You're gonna be hearing like a lot of this level's too easy, or this level's not hard enough when it's Knurl, because that's joke.
Yeah, well, I definitely believe that you put a lot of effort into the level design, because all the engagements with like the fat dodger combo like are very different from each other, and that's what I liked about it.
I like to think that I went all out with Knurl's level design. A lot of people fucking hate it, but I'm just like, yeah, you don't like it. I do like it, so it's like, yeah.
I mean, I'm bracing
One-
myself with
one
Human Gain
person-
on that too.
Yeah. If you don't like it, then that's whatever. I like it. I'm proud of it. If I wasn't proud of this campaign, then I wouldn't release it.
And
That's how it goes.
yeah, I think if I learn the maps, I could definitely full combo a couple of them. Maybe not the third, but like I don't know, like none of the off screens. Maybe not all of the off screens, but like most of them are pretty fair. It's just a matter of like learning the timing. Like on that third level that I kept getting hit, I was focusing on the croucher.
I do agree that like some of the off screens are pretty unfair. Like the third levels one, where you just get like shot. That fucking got me too. But I didn't want to change it because like, no, this forces people to learn the shit, and I was like, I just didn't want to change it at that point because it was almost done already.
Yeah.
It was like about to get, like it was ready to get taken out of the oven. It would be ready to fucking serve at like a 5-star restaurant. And then when I did release it, like 3 people liked it, and it got thrown out. That's an exaggeration.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I definitely know that easy levels are more favored because stuff like Innocent comes up, whereas Knurl doesn't come up on like the most popular of all time, or
Yeah.
I guess for 3 months.
It's like I didn't really expect Knurl to be like the most popular campaign to come out just because of its setting. Because like I do think that its setting did kind of help it in a way, because like I did look in the Hotline Miami 2 just screenshots the other day, and I saw like someone who fucking loved the shit out of Cyberpunk loving the shit out of Knurl, and that actually genuinely made me happy. Because
Yeah.
I made someone's day just from a stupid fucking campaign.
Actually, it's 4 o'clock. I don't have time to do this. All right.
Oof.
Yeah, I got shit to do, and I gotta go to work in an hour. All right. Well, guys, thanks for watching the stream. Thanks for coming on, Plank. Sorry, I should have pulled you on earlier. We'll try to coordinate better for Firestarter.
It's fine.
Firestorm. Which one is?
Well, it's Firestarter.
Okay.
We'll talk about it like the next time.
All right. So the new plan is for Wednesdays. I know it's Friday, but Wednesday or Thursday I'll be streaming next week, and hopefully I'll have that chat overlay on so I can talk to you guys a bit better. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you later.